Hello and welcome back to the Sinnoh Route Master Challenge, where I attempt to complete Pokemon Platinum one area at a time. I can't move on until every item is collected, every trainer is beaten, every NPC is spoken to, and every available Pokemon is caught. Shiny. Before we begin the episode, let's just take a minute to speak about the five-legged elephant in the room. The use of AI in my videos. I've seen the comments, I'm not blind to them, I've even replied to a few of them, but it's time to clear this up once and for all. In episode 1 and 2, I did use an AI generated logo for the start of the video. A lot of people pointed that out, so I removed it. In episode 3, I used a different logo, one that I actually recreated based on the original logo, and people still had an issue with that, thinking it was AI, even though it wasn't, it was one I recreated myself. So now, here in episode 4, we have another new logo. This time, to make it even more obvious, I'm using the same fonts that I've been using throughout the videos, and here is the Photoshop file to prove it as well. What do you need from me? Do I need to remove different layers to prove that I'm the one who's made it? You know, removing different things here and there. There we go. You know, it's something I've created myself on Photoshop, no AI. But I've had comments saying I'm sick of all of the AI used in this video. But here's the thing, there was just the logo in episode 1 and 2, so I don't know what else people think is AI. So now I'm gonna have to go through every logo to prove that they're mine. The borders I use. I've got two different border files right here. One when I'm using 6 screens, one when I'm using 1 screen. Again, both created by me in Photoshop. All I do is switch out the hunts at the bottom there. I also switch the text between current hunt and current task, so I can switch in if I'm hunting for an item or an NPC or anything like that. It all just goes in there. And that's the same across both borders. Again, both created by myself. And the thumbnail. Because I don't know what else people think is AI generated. Again, I create the thumbnail. I have all of the different sprites from in-game, which I have and put on the thumbnails. The Route Master logo in the bottom corner that was created by myself as well, just using text against, again, one of the in-game sprites that there is. If you wanted to know where I'm getting the 3D maps from, there's a website called noclip.website that has the Pokemon maps in it, which you can scroll around and find where you want to go and just move yourself, and that's what I've been using for that as well. Nothing too interesting there, no AI used for these backgrounds. And finally, the only other thing I can think of is the Wheel of Names, where if you go on wheelofnames.com, you can put in all of the different values and images that you want, where I got the images of the routes, I put in the text, and then you just click to spin, and that's it, it's a website. So, I don't know what other AI people assume there is on these videos, but it started to get to me because I feel like a 30-minute video, people are looking at it and just going, I'm sick of all the AI, when there was one logo in episode 1 and 2 and that was it. And I feel like this effort is going to waste. So for those people who don't care or just didn't even think about it, thank you, I appreciate it, but there is no AI in these videos. I recreated the logos, I created my own backgrounds and everything else. So yeah, this is the only time I'm mentioning it. Now let's just get on with the episode. Now that that's out of the way, last episode we completed Route 202 with my longest hunt so far. 19,494 encounters for a shiny Shinx. Today, we take on Jubilife City. But again, before we can begin the episode, we are instantly halted by story progression. As soon as we enter the city, we run into Dawn again, and then we're introduced to Looker, who is definitely not suspicious in any way, shape or form. Dawn tells us to check out the trainer school, where we find Villain. We give him the parcel from his mother, and he gives us the spare town map, which is great because now I know exactly how much pain is ahead of me. Outside, we're told to find the 3 clowns across the city and answer their questions. So naturally we track them all down, answer all 3 correctly, and we get the Poketch, which I will definitely rarely use. Now, it's time to talk to everyone. And Jubilife City is a giant city with over 100 NPCs in. So I thought, for this video and this video only, we're kind of going to skip that rule. And I mean kind of, because I still spoke to everyone, you're just not going to see it on the video to cut out some time. There is one person worth mentioning though, this woman right here gives us a quick claw. Next, we need to collect all items. Inside the trainer school, we pick up an X attack. There's a potion hidden between buildings, and a stardust hidden alongside the city wall. And with that, we have every item. There are also 2 trainers inside the trainer school that we need to defeat. Alright, we're back with the quickest live comm section of the video, potentially. We have 2 trainers to face, which are these 2 right here, as you can see. So we can start with this girl here. And yeah, these should both be pretty easy battles, to be honest. Our Chimchar is level 9, everything else in the party is level 7, and we have to beat a level 6 Bidoof and then a level 6 Starly, so it should be pretty straightforward. But what we want right now is to level up Chimchar more than anyone else, because if the next grind is the Abra grind, we want Chimchar to be quicker than Abra so we can use Taunt. So that it can't escape, and then it'll be easier to catch. So the higher level Chimchar is, and the better speed it has. Right now, the speed is 17 after it levels up to level 10, which is decent. We might want to get it to like level 12, I want to say, just to guarantee we definitely are quicker than any Abras we might run into. So yeah, we'll do a bit of grind and get the Chimchars up to level 12. But I don't even know if the Abra grind is going to be next. It might not. And if it's not, then at least we've got it in the back. We need to head that way at some point anyway. So, you know, it doesn't really matter if we get the Chimchars up to level 12 now or not. Because we can't get to the first gym without passing the Abras. So that is a grind that will be happening. But we just don't know if it's going to be first, or whether we need to do the fishing grind or the double nightmare grind first. So who knows. But there we go, both trainers have been defeated very quickly. Almost level 11. Oh, we hit level 11. There we go. Very nice, very nice. That was going up really slowly, but we did hit level 11. Just great. And this trainer should give us a potion for winning as well. So there we go. Potion received. And with that, we have beaten every trainer in Jubilife City, got all the items, talked to every NPC that we can currently. So for now, Jubilife is done, and it is finally time to see what the next grind is. Now it's time to spin the wheel, and if you watched last episode, you know that all 3 options here aren't great. We either have the fish and grind, the Abra gamble, or the double nightmare hunt. And we land on Route 218, the fish and grind. Before we need to worry about that though, we can clear out what we can. First, we pick up the only item that is available to us right now, the X accuracy. Then we speak to the 2 NPCs, this police officer right here, and most importantly, the fishing guru, who gives us the old rod. So, because we're doing a Route Master series, we need to backtrack to the earliest area where we can fish at, which is Twinleaf Town. Thankfully though, the old rod can only ever find Magikarp, which means we are only hunting 1 Pokemon. So we head back to Twinleaf Town and begin the hunt, and this is when things get painful. Normally, shiny hunting is simple. You run back and forth in the grass, check if a Pokemon is shiny, if not, you reset and do. Fishing is horrible. You cast the rod out, you wait for the exclamation mark to appear, and then you have about a second to press A, otherwise you miss the encounter. That all sounds fine, but I'm controlling 6 accounts at once, so if I press A on one of them, the encounters on the other 5 accounts end. Meaning I've got to fully lock in and concentrate and get 6 encounters. And a lot of the time you don't even get an encounter when throwing out the rod. Meaning this is the worst grind I have ever done. And I didn't even expect it to be that bad. The shiny starters, you had to press A 20 times to get through all the dialogue, but at least you don't even need to pay attention. You just press A over and over again. This is constant need to pay attention to see what's going on. Press A at the right times or you miss the encounters. It is horrible. We started this hunt on the 10th of March, just one day after the last episode. Every episode so far has taken 1 week to release. 2 weeks later, on March 24th, finally, this happens. Come on, yes, yes. Oh, finally. Oh my god. What's even more surprising about this is I've been recording for 1 minute and then this popped up. This is a new session, a new day. 1 minute, the first 6 encounters, and there it is, finally. Let's add in another 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I thought this would be the first hunt that isn't a multiple of 6, but it was on the 6th account to find an encounter. So it is another multiple of 6. 10,938 encounters. Let's go full screen. This has taken so long. This has just been an awful, awful grind. So bad. What account is this actually? We have... Oh, this is the Cricketer and Starly account. And Chimchar. This is the 4th shiny this account has. Okay, it's a level 4. It's only going to know Splash. And I think... Yeah, we've got a lot of balls on this account. Should I try the Premier Ball straight away? I guess so, right? There's no reason not to. It's got the same chance in catching as a Pokeball. Be pretty cool. Let's get it. Come on. 1, 2, 3. Hey! There we go. Our first catch in a Premier Ball. Everything else has been caught in a Pokeball so far. That's pretty cool. And yeah, we might honestly be the first person to catch a shiny Magikarp in the starting area. But there it is. Finally. I wasn't even... Like, I know it was a level 4. I know that much. It was female? Yes, it is. Look at that. The hunt is over. But yeah, this account has caught 4 shinies now, which is kind of wild. But there we go. Let's check the nature and find out what it is. So in the last video, someone actually commented asking to mention what word exactly I'm reading here. So the nature is the very first word on the first line there. And it says Yamchon, which is gentle nature. And gentle nature is a 10% increase to special defense and a -10 to defense. Which, looking at the stats of this Magikarp, they're not great. We have 5 attack, 8 defense, 6 special attack, and 7 special defense. So its best stat is defense, and that's what we've got a -10 in. Which isn't ideal. Gyarados is obviously a beast. And probably the most common shiny that people have, because obviously you get it at the Lake of Rage for free. So it's the most well-known shiny is Gyarados. But Magikarp, on the other hand, I can't imagine it's that popular to get shiny. The golden fish, it's pretty cool though, I'll be honest, it's a really cool shiny. And obviously Gyarados Red is also really cool. But yeah, this looks amazing, I can't lie, this is a really cool shiny. But the problem is it only knows Splash, and we're at level 4. This patch of water can have between level 3 and level 15 Magikarp. A level 15 would have been pretty great, it would have saved a lot of time getting the levels up, but we got a level 4. We need to transfer it onto the main account, but finally, I mean, this is going to be a shorter episode, but for me, this has been over 2 weeks of grinding. This has been the slowest, longest grind so far. I don't know what the pre-recording version of me would have said before recording this live bit, but hopefully I've went in depth of how painful this grind is. But yeah, we get the Magikarp and we can advance into our next grind, which again is going to be one of two extremely awkward and long grinds anyway. So we've got one down, we can end the episode. It feels good, feels good. I can't lie, that was disgusting. I hated that grind, and I'm so happy that we don't have another fishing grind for a long, long time. To end the episode, let's do a quick recap, and just like the last episode, there's only one encounter to talk about. Magikarp. After 10,938 encounters, taken 30 hours, 50 minutes and 30 seconds, we are finally free of this nightmare grind. The Korean word of the episode is 집중, which means focus. I think this one's pretty self-explanatory. Okay, one thing Live Me forgot to mention was spinning the wheel to find out where we're going next. So we have the two choices left over after the last episode. Neither of them are good grinds, but it's the two options we have. We have Route 203, which is the Abra Gamble, which isn't so bad now that we can taunt with Chimchar on 5 out of the 6 accounts. It's only an issue if we find a shiny Abra on the one account that doesn't have Chimchar. The second option is Route 204, which means we need to do 2 separate shiny hunts, and we need to find multiple shiny Pokemon. It is probably the worst option that we can get here, because either way we still need to head to Route 203 to progress in the game anyway, so that is the direction I want to go in. We already missed out once by getting the fishing grind done, so let's see what happens next. Oh my god. The wheel has never been closer than that. Route 203 by probably 1 pixel. This is what we're getting. So we're getting the Abra grind next. We need to get Abra and Zubat, and I believe that's it for this route. Both low encounter rates, and obviously Abra can teleport if we find it on the one account that doesn't have Chimchar. So this is where we're going next. We are progressing in the right direction at least, which is a good thing. So yeah, that's going to be it for this episode. And before we end this episode, again, I would just like to give a big shout out to everyone who's been watching these videos. After just 3 episodes, we've hit 1,000 subscribers, which is great and way above expectations that I had for this series. The views are doing great. A lot of people are commenting, which is amazing to see as well. Please keep in contact and let me know what you thought of the episode. I really appreciate it all. And if you did enjoy the video, please like it up. If you haven't subscribed already, why not? Click subscribe and stay in contact for when the next episode is released. And other than that, I'll see you all next time.